it's Simplicity and welcome back to a new world overview. Today we have the STONESHIELDS. So a strange archipelago off the coast of New Hampshire, the STONESHIELDS have gone through a significant level of change over the past 25 years. The town's infamous serial killer had been exposed and found dead at his quarters in New Hades, and since his demise, the slum district has gone through heavy renovation. Nonetheless, people continue to be attacked at night. A news anchor has gone missing, and the rumor is spreading of necromancy, I don't know if I said that right, and genocide. Despite the town's delightful new paint job, the future of the STONESHIELDS looks bleak. Will things ever settle down again for this scenic yet unfortunate tourist destination? So it requires world adventures, ambitions, late-night, fast lane, outdoor living, generations, pets, showtime, supernatural, and island paradise. So let's go ahead and hop on in, and we will go ahead and take a look at the world. Okay, so it actually has its own little load-up sequence here, which I always love whenever these are included. I tend to sometimes forget to get them on camera, but it has a little, overview, which is super cute. So it does look like this world is partially populated, which, I guess that makes sense when it comes to the storylines. But here's just a quick overview of the world. So as you can see, it is... I don't know if I would necessarily consider this a large or a medium-sized world, but my game seems to be running it so far, so we're doing all right. But let's go ahead. So we have hurricane, cyclone, tornado. Are these all, names? Earthquake and tsunami. So all of these little houses over here are named after weather events, natural disasters. So let's go ahead. We'll hop into... Do we want to do cyclone, maybe? Let's hop in. Okay, so it is slightly still loading up when it comes to, window textures and everything of that sort. But, honestly, it's not too bad. So it does look like it's a little bit empty, but I guess that's really not too big of a deal. Why is my game zooming in so far? So it looks like you have a bathroom here. You've got a kind of big empty kitchen. I guess this would be your living room, dining room area, and then there's the garage at the back here. And if we head upstairs, so you have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom up here by the looks of it. And I guess that looks to be about it. So if we continue to move on, we have the floating disappointment over here. The house here is otherwise undesirable, small, ugly, and landscaping is horrible. Honestly, it's loading up, and I don't feel like it's all that bad. Obviously, a houseboat's not going to have landscaping. That doesn't really make any sense. But, I don't feel like that's the worst house I've ever seen. So here we have the living room and kitchen area, and where you drive from downstairs looks like it's a bathroom. So it's kind of cool that it has a basement. And then upstairs is your bedroom. Honestly, it's not that bad. Okay, so if we continue to move on, if we head over this way, we have Butterwood. I'm probably not going to look at every single house. This one is a replica of an old house that once stood here before it was covered with a landfill. So it's still kind of loading up. I love how foggy this world is. I feel like that's just, I don't know, I feel like it adds character. So it looks like here we kind of have your grand seating room. Over here is your kitchen dining room, where there's a bathroom. Looks like we might have a vampire that lives here. So it looks like there's 3 bedrooms and a bathroom on this floor, and then a big attic space, which you can kind of, turn into anything. So if we continue to move on, I guess we're going to come over this way. We have a few different houses over here. I think I'm going to check out Meadow Cottage. Despite common assumption, someone actually does live in this strange cottage out in the woods. There possibly can't be much going on inside. So this is what it looks like. Honestly, I feel like it's very cute on the outside. It gives me very, I don't know what to call it. It gives me cottage vibes for some reason, out in the woods. So it looks like you walk in and you have, what is over here? There's a TV over here, a bookshelf. It looks like your kitchen and bedroom are all in the same area. Then you have your bathroom. And then it looks like there's kind of a little attic space up here. So honestly, it's kind of cute. So if we continue to move on, we have a forest cottage. We have a marvelous manor, delightful dwelling. I'm trying to we got Pinewood Gates, vivid Victorian. Red unit, this apartment comes with 3 bedrooms, lacks a shower. Okay, so here it is. So it's the red one. So it looks like there's actually some more apartments over here. but obviously like you don't have access to them. It is only the little Victorian part over here. So you walk in, you have your dining room, kitchen right away. The kitchen spacing is kind of weird, but like easy fix. Okay, so I'm trying to remember where I have been and where I haven't been. So I think we're going to come over here to the Gothic quarters. A nauseatingly Gothic structure boasts 1.5 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, quite cheap. I'm trying to maybe we'll actually move into the city center because I want to leave some things to be able to look at them properly. There's so many houses and apartments. Maybe we'll come over here to the gunslinger apartments. Okay, so it is still kind of loading up, but it looks like it's actually a fairly decent sized apartment. It's not furnished very well, but you can probably afford this pretty quickly with starting funds. It's not even 30,000 simoleons. I want something, maybe we'll look at the righty, because these middle manor, and then is this one called a lefty? I have a feeling those are right, left, middle. We have a sea shack over here, a weathered 2-story dwelling. So this is what it's looking like. You can definitely tell it's kind of a worn down kind of shack, but I feel like it adds character, and it's got 2 bedrooms, so it's really not that bad. I think we're gonna come over here to the lady now. So funky looking house. We have a sim out here for some reason, but I feel like this is very funky looking, but not in a bad way. I just feel like it gives me old Victorian vibes. So you have the dining room, big. Okay, so this one's kind of empty. You can definitely still kind of. Why is the laundry room so big? Okay, this one is kind of empty, but you can probably make it work. Let's see. Where do we want to go from here? Is a good question. Have I been over this way? I have. I'm losing track of where I'm at. Okay, so I actually went ahead and hopped on into the town. So this is the Goth family. Obviously it's not the Goth family that we know, but they are related. So this is Gregor Goth, we have Sophia Goth, and we have Laura Goth. And honestly, they're kind of all a vibe. They have the pointy ears, which I love. Ooh. Okay, so she's got 2 romantic interests. So it looks like there might be some storyline. Oh my goodness, she's got 3. Okay, so there's some decent storyline already set up. I like this. This is fun. I'm kind of really intrigued. Okay. So this is the actual town, but now I'm curious. So she doesn't like Mirabelle Fontaine, which is interesting because Fontaine happens to be the last name of one of her daughter's romantic interests. And then it doesn't look like he has any sort of drama going on. I am very intrigued. I'm kind of obsessed with the drama. Alright, so we have the Iron Cemetery, which is a junkyard. We have the Iron Mule, so it looks like everything over here is kind of iron themed. We have the Martinov family, the criminal den. Looks like over here is kind of the horse sort of area. There's diving lots in this world, which I don't believe I mentioned. So if you have a sim that likes to dive, you can come here. But honestly, this world is very pretty. So we have the Union Park over here. So we're going to let it kind of load up. It's got some interesting pathing, but it all does kind of focus on the middle. I feel like this is just kind of like a plaza. It's not an actual park by any means. It just kind of looks like a plaza. And then you have the Vault of Antiquity here. You've got the public school. We have the library over here, which this library looks like it is giant. Look at the size of this library. I'm sorry, but a library of this size would be my dream. Oh my goodness. Look at it. I love how the little statues out front. So you can come in here. You've got the little book register area as soon as you walk in, kind of where the librarian would be. Looks like you've got bathrooms off to the side over here with a bunch of books and tables. Back here kind of looks like it's more of a chill kind of area. And then you've got the same matching part on this side. And then up here, you've got the kind of computer area. Kind of more open plan because of all of the stairs. This is so pretty. Oh, I love that lot a lot. That's a tongue twister in itself. So we have the Bloom Institute of Wellness over here. So he's a scientist. Okay, cool. So where do I want to go? We have the Club Del Mar over here. So it looks like it's kind of just like a bar. You've got the hot tub. Looks like there might even be like a pool built in. There is a pool built in. So you can come up here. There's some bathrooms. Honestly, pretty cool. So let's go ahead and close this lot up right here. And we will go ahead and move on over here to the Copperfield Stadium because it looks like it's a really cool build, if I'm completely honest. Okay, the fact that the bleachers are all like stairs, I'm pretty sure at least. That's what they look like, as stairs. And then you have like the venue. That is so cool. Some people are very creative when it comes to things. Now where do I want to go? We have the concrete pagoda over here. So I guess we can go ahead and check that out. It looks like it might be a little bit of like a nightclub lounge sort of area. So let's get this to load on up here a little bit while we hop on down. Alright, so it finally decided to load up. This floor is very trippy. Okay, so if we head up, so it has the same flooring. Looks like this is kind of like your bathroom kind of area. So you've got a hot tub in here. And then you head upstairs, you've got the bubble blower area. Honestly, very chill. I like it though. I feel like it's got good use. And then you have like a seating area over here for the TV. So it's very chill. Alright, let's go ahead and head on out. See what else the world has to offer. Okay. So that was the one that we just looked at, was the concrete pagoda. We have the Devil's Dungeon over there, which has an interesting name. Dingo's Pit of Flames. That's got an intriguing name. Okay, so maybe we'll head on over here just based on the name. Like, Devil's Dungeon is obviously very intriguing as well. But it makes me wonder if they're using the... I can't think of what it's called. The, like, smoke machine kind of things. I think they have, like, fire that comes out of them. So it looks like we have, like, a normal bar. I do notice that the musical instruments have the fire pattern on them, but that seems to be kind of about it. Other than that, it looks like a pretty normal bar. There is an elevator over here that I'm assuming isn't functional because it doesn't go up to anywhere. So, and there's no other floor. So I'm going to say this isn't a functional elevator and it's just there for decoration. But I feel like it's still a pretty cool kind of pub vibe. And then you have the Cat and the Dog Park over here. So, we looked at the Club Del Mar. This is the Guild, which I feel like I've seen that name before somewhere. We have Caution, we have the Seizure. I'm not going to look at the Seizure because that makes me think strobe lights. And I don't want to trigger anybody. So I'm going to skip that one. So let's come over here to the Rec Center pool. And we can go ahead and take a look at it. So this is the Fortress Rock Rec Center. So I might actually be able to get into it without opening it. I'm going to guess at least. Normally you can. Okay, cool. So here it is. So it looks like you kind of walk in. You've got kind of your check-in area, some bathrooms. You head back here to the pool. Also a hot tub. The color of the pool is very pretty. I don't know if the water normally looks like that, but very nice. We have Caution over here, which I guess we can go ahead and look at. I feel like Caution probably isn't all that bad, but I definitely don't want to trigger anybody with strobe lights when it comes to The Sims. So we're going to skip over the one aspect. But okay, so here is Caution. So it looks like it has red and yellow lighting, which, I mean, that makes sense for the name. But other than that, it's just kind of, you know, like a typical bar by the looks of it to me. So let's go ahead and close out of that. And we will go ahead. We've got the movies and everything over here. We have the Devil's Dungeon, which I'm going to skip over. See what we have over on this part of the world. So we have the Billard's Kingdom, which makes me think arcade. I don't know if I'm right or not, but that's kind of the very first thing, which is why I'm coming over here immediately. Because you all know with my world overviews, I tend to look at the arcades. And it looks like it is an arcade. So we have skee ball, we've got whack-a-gnome, you've got the little arcade games, claw machine, some bathrooms back at the back here, while also having a bar. And then it looks like you have some more games up here. You've got pool, you've got foosball. I love that. Big fan. So over here we have the Higginbotham Plaza. There. Higginbotham. Is there like a kid's song or a book with the name Higginbotham? I guess I'm going to have to go into Google after this because that rings a bell for some reason. So it looks like you kind of have like a market is kind of the vibes that it's giving me right now. Okay, so it's got a food register. What is this one? Elixir store consignment. And then there's a, okay, so anyways, let's close out of that, and we will go ahead and move on. So we have a laundromat, we have the gym, which is the Rusty Gates Inn gym, but I feel like I'm missing a part of the world. I've been over here, I remember that. We have the pond over here, which looks like it's kind of tiny. I don't typically look at the ponds, but like I love the tiny little areas like this. There's also some plants over here. But this is very cute. Okay, we haven't been up over here. This is the section I'm missing. So it looks like there's some more kind of nightlife areas over here. And I think it's the only area we actually have left. So we have Charlie's over here. So I'm assuming it's kind of like a bar, although Charlie's makes me think like Twilight for some reason. So we'll go ahead and open this and go on down. So, grand piano, dressing room, bathroom. You've got kind of like your game area up here. And then the stairs that lead to nowhere. So we have the Textile Tavern, the Mage, the Count's Tankard. We have the Cathedral Park Cathedral, which I'm assuming is going to be like a church. But this looks like a gorgeous build. I know it hasn't rendered yet. Oh my goodness, look at it. This is stunning. And it's got the stairs up both sides. I'm obsessed with this. Are you kidding? Okay, so there's a loud vehicle. I apologize. But, okay, so there's like ample amount of seating. You got bathrooms. And then the wedding arch kind of in the middle. This is so cute. Okay, so if we continue to move on, we have the Tattoo and Beauty. We've got a Cathedral Park garden, but over here is the cemetery, the graveyard. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, this is so pretty. So it doesn't, I don't know if they have like any actual people. Everything just seems to be saying remains right now, but that is so pretty. And then you have the Cathedral Park Gardens over here, which I'm assuming is going to be like a park. That would be my guess, at least would be like a park. So it looks like you have kind of like a gazebo area. Why does this give me like Gilmore Girl vibes? I don't know. And then we have the Fire Department Studio 12. So I think that's about it. I think we've finally taken a look at everything. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just wrap up this video right here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more videos from me, you can go ahead and subscribe. I post videos typically 6 days a week right now. If you are already subscribed and want notifications when I post, you can go ahead and hit that bell. Make sure that your YouTube notifications are turned on. I would also really appreciate if you hit the like button because it's going to help me with the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you all in my very next video. Bye, lovelies!